everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time reviewing on Hotel Transylvania 2. Now, as you know, Hotel Transylvania 2 is a sequel to the 2012 film Hotel Transylvania that was, once again, directed by Genndy Tartakovsky, also known for creating Symbiotic Titans, Samurai Jack, Dexter's Laboratory, and the hit show Primal. And this film, I would say, is the weakest in the series. So pretty much the premise of the film is meant to take place sometime after the first film. We kind of have Mavis and Johnny finally now married, and we finally see them now having a kid. And I think this sort of works. Not only does this give Dracula the responsibilities of being a parent, but also being a grandfather. So, of course, as soon as we see basically Dennis sort of grew up as a sort of like dampener, which is part vampire, part human, but hasn't properly got into his full vampire side. And you can kind of tell Mavis is a bit overprotective for Dennis. You can kind of tell she wants to try and do the right things, and believes that kind of going to live with Johnny's family might work. And of course, this causes Dracula to sort of go to the nuclear option of trying to get his vampire abilities at the last moment so it can work. And the film, I would say, is badly missable because, yeah, throughout the film it's just basically Dracula kind of trying to get Dennis's full vampire abilities, and we kind of see how modern times have now kind of worked with the hotel, as we kind of see them monsters now using smartphones. We kind of see the monsters now accepted by the humans, and that they no longer hide behind like the hotel now, which I think sort of works. But at the same time, I feel the plot is a little weak, because when you kind of got the villain Bella, who is voiced by Rob Riggle, I just feel they throw him in there at the last moment. And when you kind of got Dracula's father, Vlad, he's just added in there to kind of be the sort of disapproving grandfather at the last moment. And even in the start, they sort of build him up to be this really big potential threat. But really, he's not. You can kind of tell his heart is in the right place, but kind of starts to realize his own mistakes. And again, sometimes I think the older generation tend to realize their own mistakes, and I think this works. And again, they do add in another friend, Blobby, who's basically just this sort of green like blob monster, and sort of added in as the extra friend member. And again, I still think that we could have had more time with Mavis kind of being around the town, getting to know the other family members at Johnny's hometown, which I think is there, but it's slightly weaker. And even in the first film, it's mentioned that Johnny has 6 brothers. In this one, he just seems to have 3 or 4 family members, so obviously implying that the other 6 brothers could have easily have just been half-siblings, because we do have other family members, and I think this sort of works. And you can kind of tell Johnny's mum is trying to do the right things, but kind of doesn't realise her own mistakes. And you kind of got her husband kind of being a bit more, trying to get her to be a bit more common-sensed. And throughout the movie, it does have a message, mainly about accepting that times have changed, but also accepting your sibling or grandchild, and that if they not have what they have, which I think is there. But throughout it, it just feels a bit like a cookie cutter. It's mostly just like a weak plot, and you can kind of tell they really wanted to do something interesting with it. But by the end of it, it just feels like there were so many things going on that just felt like they had to flow things at the last moment. And yeah, to me, Hotel Transylvania 2 is a lackluster, wasted potential. And they could have really have built Vlad in the middle of like Dennis wanting get Dennis to lose his abilities, but they throw him in near the end, which is a bit wasted. And once again, they do waste a villain's potential. And again, I've seen Gendy Potowski's work, because he can definitely do Aku and Samurai Jack well. He can do Ashi and Samurai Jack well. He can actually do like Kimmy's ex-boyfriend from Symbiotic Titans well. There was so much things going on that just felt weak. So in general, a thumbs down. Not the best entry and not the best film. So Comic Reviewer here, signing out.